morning, Walter.
Hi, Jared.
Stage from Lodi going to be on time?
Oh, ought to be in here any minute now.
Good.
You meeting that cousin of yours from up north?
No, I'm happy to say dear Alma doesn't visit us till next month. I'm going to meet Tom Lightfoot.
Lightfoot?
Uh-huh.
It's an old Indian name. We used to have an old Modoc engine around town years ago answered the name of Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's right. Tom's his son.
Oh. Well, I better get ready to fumigate that coach. Them Modocs is the filthiest. Well, maybe they don't bother you, but they bother me.
I'll tell you what bothers me, Walter. The way you think.
And only me. I like most people. But Modocs is the filthiest.
Welcome home, Tom.
Ted, I'm glad to be back. How are you?
I'm fine. Say, you're looking great.
Thank you, so are you. Well, your mother? I bought him in Lodi. I hope she still likes roses.
You know she does.
How is the family?
Dying to see you?
And Audra? I bet she's changed a lot in the last 10 years.
Just a bit, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Say, listen, what would you say to a drink while Walter puts your things in the buggy?
All right.
Good. Come on, this way.
Murphy. Now they went.
Okay.
Jared, I haven't seen you in a coon's age. Where you been, out of town?
Up in Sacramento. Murphy, you remember Tom Lightfoot?
Tom Lightfoot. You mean that ragtag kid that used to scamper around with Nick and Audra?
One and the same.
Well, I'll be. Where you been hiding, Tom?
Well, back east. First prep school and then Harvard.
Harvard?
Murphy, you are gazing upon a newly graduated lawyer.
You don't say. Well, that calls for one on the house.
Murphy.
Keep your shirts on.
Jared, how things in Sacramento?
Oh, the same as usual. Legislature's slow getting down to business.
About the Modoc reparations bill. Now, your last letter, you
Now,
said...
Tom, no business. We'll talk about that later. I want to hear all about you first. How was your trip?
Long, and I'm glad to be back.
Hello, boys.
Hi, Lightfoot. You don't remember us, do you?
Tom, these are the Watson brothers. That's Clem and Ben.
Yeah, your old man used to work for our pa once, remember? Slopping the hogs. He used to take his pay out in rot gut whiskey. Remember how he get falling down drunk and sleep with the pigs and hogs? Couldn't hardly tell them apart.
I think that'll be enough.
Pick him up.
One at a time, Ben.
I let him come.
That's enough, Tom. That's enough.
All this for the prodigal son?
Prodigal sons do not graduate from Harvard Law School. And stop rearranging my arrangements.
Mother, where can I find some wrapping paper?
Oh, in the top shelf in the linen room.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What do we have here?
What's a gift for Tom?
Tom who?
Nick.
Looks like a scrapbook.
You're being nosy, you know.
That Tom? Well, now, no wonder you spent all that money subscribing to San Francisco newspapers.
What's that little laugh supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I remember back when you used to carry his books to school.
Only because I rode in the buggy and he always ran alongside.
Well, now, this is very impressive. Indian wins 100-yard dash. Lightfoot wins broad jump. Indian wins decathlon for Harvard.
Come on, Nick, I have to get it wrapped.
Oops. We're home.
Tom. Oh, Tom. Oh, it's so good to see you again.
It's so good to be home. This is a little like bringing coals to Newcastle.
Oh, they're beautiful. How very thoughtful of you.
Tom, welcome home. How are you?
How are you, Nick?
Well, Audra.
Hello, Tom.
Oh, Audra. Jared was right.
About what?
About me not being disappointed in the changes.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but what about lunch? I'm starving.
Which proves the theory that nothing ever changes. Audra, would you show Tom to his room?
Come on.
Looks great, doesn't he?
He sure does.
What happened to you two? That stage was supposed to be an hours ago.
Well, we ran into a little trouble in town. The Watson brothers.
Oh, those two.
Yeah, but Tom managed to take care of them all right.
Good. Did you tell Tom about the MODOK reparations bill?
No. No time enough for news like that after lunch.
Well, it's exactly the way I remembered it.
It's been waiting for you. A homecoming present. I'm sorry I didn't get it wrapped.
You saved all of these? Well, I didn't realize there's so many. You know, I guess at the time I just took enough satisfaction out of beating all those white boys. It was a joke, Audra. Thank you, Audra. I can't think of anything you could have done nicer for me.
I'm glad you like it.
Say you're gonna find Stockton pretty dull after 4 years at Harvard.
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm sure you won't.
After all, Stockton's grown a lot these past few years.
No, it sure has. We have 4 new saloons, 2 new livery stables. We're a regular boom town.
Not to mention a new school, a new library, and hotel.
And we're getting all the new plays and operas from San Francisco.
You are planning on staying in Stockton, aren't you?
Well, that depends.
Depends on what?
Well, Jared, what about the MODOK reparations bill? How's it coming? Well, what is it?
Jared, I think this is as good a time as any to tell him, don't you?
Tell me what?
Tom, the Assembly Judiciary Committee voted not to send the MODOK bill to the floor.
Jared, in your last letter, you
In
said...
my last letter, I told you that if it got out of committee, both houses would pass it and the governor would sign it. But...
Oh, effing but. They've always got to catch, haven't they?
the vote was close, Tom, 8-5. All we have to do is swing 2 votes. We can do that. You can do it.
How?
We'll go to Sacramento. We'll buttonhole the committeemen that voted against it. Some of them are bound to be impressed with you.
Impressed with me?
Listen to me, Tom. You're a living example of what your people can do if they're given a chance. All you have to do is see these men, talk to them.
You mean you want to take me to Sacramento and parade me around like I was one of Barkley's prize studs?
Now, wait a minute, Tom.
You wait a minute. I am not going to Sacramento and beg Indian-hating politicians for anything.
I'm not asking you to do that.
Well, that's what it amounts to. Well, I've spent the last 10 years of my life trying to prove to the white man what an Indian can do if he's given the chance. And I didn't convince anybody. Audra, have you read that scrapbook you gave me? Take a look at it. Indian wins track meet for Harvard. Indian graduates cum laude. Like I was some sort of a freak. What am I, a 2-headed dog or a baboon? Well, I don't want any more of your chances. and neither do my people. All we want is the land that the white man stole from us.
Tom, you can get it
If what? Wait and be patient? Maybe we can go to the white man and say, pretty please.
Work for the Modoc bill.
It's the only way, Tom.
The only way the Modoc is going to get what belongs to him is to take it the same way the white man took it from us. With a gun.
Your people don't want that?
Well, have you talked to them?
Yes.
Well, now it's my turn.
Tom, give the legislature a chance.
It had its chance yesterday, last week, and last month.
Tom, don't make us choose sides.
You're white. You've already chosen.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to drive Tom into town.
Now, Audra.
Jared, please don't argue with me. I think I know Tom better than any of you. I want a chance to talk to him.
I have a feeling you're going to be wasting your time.
It's my time.
Audra's going to drive you into town. Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye.
Fort Barkley. Remember? I haven't seen it in ages.
Audra, it's just an old shack some kids used to play in.
No, you're wrong. It isn't just another old shack. Come on. It's not just a shack. It's a haunted place. Listen. Hear them? A little girl squealing with excitement. The Indian war whoops. A cowboy going, bang, bang, you're dead. You were always the cowboy.
Was it?
And later on, when we got older, we'd come here to talk. And tell each other our most special thoughts.
You stop it, Audra.
Stop what?
Whatever it is you're trying to do.
Tom, don't you remember how it was? When we grew up, it was Tom and Nick and Audra. Just people, a happy family.
I was never part of a family, Audra. He was a nice, cute little Indian boy the nice white folks felt sorry for and took in. After his mother died of smallpox and father killed himself with cheap, rot-gut white man's whiskey.
Tom, what's happened to you?
I've grown up. Are you going to take me into town, or shall I walk the rest of the way?
Walk? Why walk? Why don't you run? That's what you used to do everywhere you went. So why waste time walking when you're in such a hurry to start killing white men? Tom? Tom, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Oh, you're so wrong. It's so easy to kill, and you and your people have nothing to gain.
Well, maybe not. But what do we got to lose?
Oh.
Oh, that jaw still hurting?
Yeah.
Hey, must have hit you with a spittoon.
Just never mind that. Get me some more whiskey. Come on, hurry up.
Oh, sure, honey. I didn't mean nothing.
Ben?
Yeah.
The Modoc. Just saw him walking down Brazos Street.
Well. The Cal and Bentner in the back room. Go get him. I didn't expect him back so soon.
You fix him good.
I'll tell you what. I want you to come along with us.
Be my pleasure. Keep your filthy hands to yourself, you stinking Modoc.
What's the matter, Lil?
Well, he tried to get fresh with me.
You know you shouldn't have done that, Lightfoot.
Sure you brought enough help.
He forgot his place. He's trying to get fresh with Lil.
Yeah, I was going by and minding my own business. I happened to drop my purse, and when I stooped down to pick it up, that stinking Indian... Well, I'm too much of a lady to tell you what he done.
Yeah, sure. All right, I'll get your story after Doc Morar gets a look at you.
I'm going to kill you for this.
All right, move on.
Move out. You can't accomplish anything hanging around here. Now, come on. Go on home. Go on now, boys. Come on. This isn't going to do you a bit of good.
What's the trouble, Fred?
Just coming over to see you, Jared. Trouble's Tom Lightfoot.
Nick told me you had a little run-in with the Watsons again last night.
Well, it didn't end there. I'm holding Tom for murder.
For murder? Yeah. What happened?
Well, he got beat up pretty bad in that fight. He threatened to kill the Watsons. Looks like he made good on Clem.
Any witnesses?
Yeah, Ben Watson, Lil Bailey, she works down at Murphy's.
There's two of the most reliable people in town. What'd they say happened?
All right, you tell me how to dispute their story. They claim they all rode out to the Watson place together. Clem drove the rig into the barn. Ben and Lil heard a yell. They ran into the barn and saw Tom standing over Clem, stabbing him with a pitchfork.
Fred, I'd like to hear his side of the story.
Sure. Sure. Call when you're through.
I was wondering when you'd come.
I just heard about it.
And you jumped right over here as soon as you heard.
You getting religion?
No, I didn't ask for it, if that's what you're thinking. It was already here. I'm reading Exodus. And Moses quite a man.
And your interest is purely historical.
That's right.
What made you so sure I'd come?
Because I'm Exhibit A. Proving the generosity of the white man and helping the poor Indian. You can't let them hang me.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. Did you kill Clem Watson?
No.
You threatened to.
That's right, and I would have killed him, but somebody beat me to him. Maybe I'll have more luck with his brother when I get out of here.
Do you mean that, Tom?
Yes.
Then you better get yourself another lawyer.
Name one. You can't. I know you, Jared. Your conscience won't let you deny me my constitutional guarantee of right to counsel.
Don't push me too hard, Tom.
I'm just being honest with you. Isn't that what you want a client to be? So let's get it all straight. For 10 years, nothing has changed. My people are still drowning in a cesspool of filth and hunger and disease.
And don't tell me about your people. I know what they're suffering. And I didn't come here to listen to you make a speech about it.
You'd better listen. Because when I get out of here, Jared, I'm going to do everything I can.
Does everything include working for the Modoc reparations bill?
Oh, it's too late for that.
You want it all right now, don't you, Tom? Well, it doesn't work that way.
And my people are going to take an awful lot of you people down with them when they go.
I know what you want. You want me to walk out of here, don't you? So you can say, there's a white man for you. Well, if that's what you're after, you're wasting your time. If I do walk out of here, it won't be because of all the white people you say you're going to kill. And if I stay, it'll be because you haven't killed anybody yet. Now, why don't you just tell me what happened last night?
All right. Have you really given this thing any thought? Do you realize what happens if you get him off?
What happens if I don't?
If that man goes free, he's gonna hang sooner or later anyway, feeling the way he does.
Probably.
No, probably about it, Jared.
Still, Nick, the law takes a rather dim view of hanging a man for what he says he's going to do.
Really made up your mind, haven't you? You're gonna go ahead and defend him, knowing full well if that man gets loose, he's gonna do everything he can to turn every Modoc on the warpath. Also knowing full well that he would like nothing better than burning the whole town of Stockton right to the ground.
Yes, Nick, even knowing that. Nick, I haven't got any choice. Can't you understand that?
No, not this time.
You've testified that you, your brother, and Miss Bailey arrived at the ranch about midnight. Is that right?
That's right.
Then, Clem dropped you and Miss Bailey off at the house and drove on to the barn.
He drove right inside.
Did you see him do that?
Yes?
Could you see him after he went into the barn?
Well, no, but Lil and I heard him yell out when the Modoc jumped him.
From the hayloft?
Yeah?
Mr. Watson, if you couldn't see him after he drove into the barn, how do you know he was jumped from the hayloft or any other place?
Clem told me.
Clem told you?
Yes.
When did he do that?
Well, when I ran inside to help him.
And what was the defendant doing while you got this information? Just standing there patiently while you two had a little talk? Well?
No, Clem yelled at me while we were fighting the engine.
Wasn't that far-sighted of him? Almost as if he knew he was going to be killed by the defendant and you'd be here testifying against him. Now, Mr. Watson, you further stated that you tried to come to your brother's assistance by drawing your gun, but the defendant knocked it out of your hand.
Yes.
And you couldn't get it back.
Yes?
Then you ran out of the barn.
I told you I had to go in the house to get a rifle.
Leaving your brother alone with a man who'd sworn to kill you both not 4 hours earlier?
I had to do something.
You could have stayed there and fought.
Well, I didn't think.
You didn't think. Well, may I suggest that you think now, Ben? Think about telling the truth?
Objection.
Sustained.
I'm through with him, Your Honor.
That's it. That's all of it. It happened just that way. Can I go now?
I thank you, Miss Bailey. Unless Mr. Barkley has some questions.
A few. Now, Miss Bailey, where did you and the Watson brothers go following the altercation in the street?
To Murphy's Saloon for a drink.
A drink. Isn't it a fact that the three of you sat there for several hours, drinking heavily?
No.
And that when you arrived at the Watson Ranch, you were completely intoxicated?
That ain't true.
Your Honor, I'm prepared to introduce at least a dozen witnesses who will testify that Miss Bailey and the Watson brothers were drunk to the point of staggering when they left Charlie's saloon, not a half hour before the victim was killed.
And I'm one of them.
Mr. Barkley, unless you can restrain yourself, I shall have to ask you to leave this courtroom.
I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
As I was saying, Your Honor, I'm prepared to produce these witnesses, but I was hoping to spare the court such a tedious parade.
What is the relevancy of your line of questioning, Mr. Barkley?
Just this, Your Honor. We've heard Miss Bailey testify that the moment they heard Clem Watson yell out, they ran into the barn.
Well?
And she further testified that when they arrived, she saw the victim lying on the floor with blood on his shirt and the defendant standing over him with a pitchfork in his hands. But not a moment ago, we heard Ben Watson testify that when they got to the barn, the defendant was still on his feet, fighting with the victim. Now, I suggest that either one of these witnesses or both are lying.
I object.
Or that they were so drunk they have no idea of what happened in that barn. Therefore, their testimony is incompetent in this court.
Oh, Your Honor, I object.
Sustained.
Your Honor, I have no further questions of this witness.
Mr. McCann,
State rests.
is the defense ready to proceed immediately?
I am, Your Honor. I have only one witness to call. Mr. Tom Lightfoot. I have one final question, Mr. Lightfoot. Where were you about midnight on the night Clem Watson was killed?
I was at the old Indian cemetery just south of town. I'd walked out there to visit my father.
And at no time were you anywhere near the Watson Ranch?
No.
Your witness, Mr. McCann.
Thank you. Well, Tom, you deny the murder of Clem Watson?
Yes.
Well, you don't deny that you threatened to kill
No.
him. And Ben Watson, too.
Yes.
Well,
A lot of men make threats they don't really mean. But what about you, Tom? Did you mean it when you told Clem and Ben Watson you were going to kill them?
Objection. Overruled. Answer the question.
Yes? Well, did you mean it? Answer yes or no.
Object. Sustained. You may answer in your own way.
Yes. Yes, I meant it when I said I'd kill them. And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't have the chance.
I see. Would it be fair then to assume that if the jury frees you, you would immediately carry out your threat against Ben Watson?
Objection.
The witness has already admitted he would have killed Clem Watson if he'd had the opportunity. Before they bring in a verdict, I think this jury has a right to know what Tom Lightfoot intends to do if he's acquitted.
Your Honor, this court is concerned with facts, not intentions.
Does he intend to murder Ben Watson?
Your Honor.
Mr. McCann.
And will it stop there? Or does he intend to go on murdering white men?
Yes. If I ever get the chance, I will kill him.
Tom. And then my people and I will start in on the rest of you.
Tom, sit down. It is going to be you or us. That's the way you've wanted it, and that's the way it's going to be. And I'm going to warn you right now, if it isn't us, then you people are going to go through hell before it's you. Now, you go right ahead and hang me, because it won't change a thing. Get me out of here.
And you know perfectly well that I had the basis of a mistrial before you were stampeded into making that little speech of yours.
A mistrial. Now, what good would it have done? Listen, you made fools out of Ben Watson and Lil Bailey, and the jury just sat there. They didn't bat an eye, not a flicker, just 12 little hangmen all in a row. Now, you think any other jury would be different?
Here's your supper.
I don't want it.
Suit yourself.
Fred. I'll see you in court in the morning.
Jared, why don't you just give up?
I'm not sure, but I think it's because that's what you want me to do. That's a pretty good way to get your leg broken.
You still going to defend that Modoc?
That's right.
After what he said in court?
Get that leg down.
It's going to take a lot of fancy tricks to get that engine off. You do, and you're going to have to find another town to live in.
Glass of sherry, Jared?
No, thank you.
I think you'd better have one. Then I can justify this as a social call. Otherwise, I think it would be improper for us to discuss a change of venue outside the courtroom. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wasn't hard to guess. If our positions were reversed, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Tell me honestly, Jared, do you think Tom Lightfoot could get a fair trial in any other county in this state?
All I know is he isn't getting one here.
Well, does he really want one? I thought he did until his outburst in court today.
Well, Andrew, I can't really say what's going on inside of him. I suppose one would have to be an Indian to really know. But whether or not he wants a fair trial isn't the question. That's irrelevant. It's our job to see that he gets one.
You do realize, don't you, that what he said in court today will be publicized everywhere? Tom Lightfoot is a minor celebrity. I assure you, Jared, there is nowhere you can take this case where the emotional climate will be any different.
I think that remains to be seen.
Well, Jared, you want to see justice done, and so do I, but it will have to be dispensed right here in Stockton.
Are you turning my request down?
You give me no real legal grounds to accommodate you.
As you say, this is no court. But tomorrow morning when court does convene, I'm going to make my request again. I want the record to show that you turned my plea down.
Jared.
Good night. Murphy.
Hi, Jared. I hear you had quite a day. You want a double?
You bet I do. But I'll take a light one instead. I've still got a lot of work to do.
Sorry, Jared.
Looks like I might have to get used to that, Murphy.
My treat, Jared.
Well, thank you, Arthur. I wish you'd be this generous in court.
I'd like to, but it wouldn't be fair to the taxpayers. Wouldn't be doing you any favor either.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do. The best thing that could happen is for you to lose this case. Oh, I meant that. The best thing that could happen is for you to walk off this case right now.
I'm afraid that's not possible, Arthur.
Jared, I hate to lose a case. Defeat keeps me awake nights, turns my food and liquor into ashes, but I don't think I'll get much pleasure out of winning this one at the price of the destruction of a fine young lawyer like you.
Now, don't you worry about me. I'll survive.
Will you? What'll happen to you if Tom Lightfoot's acquitted? Jared, what'll happen if he carries out his threat?
Well, I sure wouldn't expect to win any popularity contests.
Jared.
Arthur, I ran across something I'd almost forgotten about. You remember the Boston Massacre? Lawyer who defended the English? He saw all the judges quit. Saw his family threatened by the mob that took over the city. But he didn't back off. Remember who he was?
Mm-hmm. John Adams.
Of course, I don't expect to become president, but I do expect to get your congratulations.
I think I'll let you buy me a drink now.
Jared?
What happened, Nick? I thought you were on your way home with Mother Nordred.
It was a general idea. We got as far as Cutter's Bridge.
Well, did the buggy break down?
No, the goodwill of our neighbors broke down. They were on the bridge waiting for us, waiting to stone us. And they did, and spooked the horses.
They what?
They stoned us.
Was anybody hurt?
No, it was pure luck. You know something, Jared? I think this is just the beginning.
Where are Mother Nordred now?
Over at your office.
Jared, take some deputies with you. See that you get home.
What have you done to yourself?
I think he headed straight for the reservation. Anyway, that's where I'm taking the posse first thing. Now, I thought you two might want to ride along with us.
He'd be crazy to do that. He'd know that'd be the first place we'd look, Fred.
Maybe. The Modoc are his people. Who else would give him protection? Now, I need men. All the men I can get. Men who know him, know his habits. Now, how about it? You gonna ride with us?
I'm sorry, Fred.
Nick?
Yeah. Remember, Jared, you told him not to make us choose sides. He wouldn't listen. Come on, Fred. Fred, let's go.
They'll shoot him on sight, won't they?
Not necessarily.
After what he said in court today, they'll never take him alive.
There's still a couple of things I can try. I'm gonna go into town.
Jared, do you think Tom will be there?
No, I agree with Nick. Doesn't matter whether he's in Stockton or not. I want to talk to Ben Watson and Lil Bailey. Be back as soon as I can.
Looks like it's going to be a long night. I'll make some coffee.
Ben said he wasn't going to stay around this town no more. Not with that crazy Modoc on the loose and gunning for him. So he took the 910 to Sacramento.
Thanks, Murphy. I was just coming to see you, Lil.
Well, I gotta find Ben.
You're a little late.
You mean the Modoc?
Oh, no. Ben's left town.
Left town?
That's right. Took the 910 to Sacramento.
You're lying.
Why don't you go ask Murphy?
Oh, Ben wouldn't do that. He wouldn't leave me here to face...
Face who, Lil? Tom Lightfoot? Now, you don't have any reason to be afraid of him, do you? It was Ben and Clem he threatened to kill. Of course, that was before, wasn't it? Before you lied about him in court.
I didn't lie. I told exactly what happened.
Oh, yes, you lied. Tom didn't kill Clem, and you know it.
Listen, leave me alone.
All right, Lil. I'll leave you alone. Of course, you'll probably be dead by morning. I don't see why I should have any sympathy for you. If Tom Lightfoot is after you, he could be anywhere, couldn't he? Now, you think about that. Maybe he's watching us right now, or maybe he's over in your room waiting for you.
I'll get the sheriff. I'll get protection.
The best protection you've got is the truth. Can't you see that? You're safe only if he's safe.
I can't help him.
Tell me what happened in that barn, Lil. You made one mistake, now don't make another. Tell me!
Ben killed Clem. He didn't mean to. He was drunk. Ben and Clem got in a fight.
What about? What about?
Me. But it was Ben's idea to say it was the Modoc. I didn't want to. Honest. I told him, I said, Ben, even if he is only a stinking Indian...
All right, you're coming with me. You're going to spend the night at the ranch.
Look at my clothes.
Oh, no, Lil, there isn't time for that. I got to get to that posse before they get to Tom.
What's the matter, Nick?
I don't know. I've been thinking. I don't believe he'd head for the Modoc reservation.
Well, we got to start somewhere.
Well, I think I know a better start. Of course, it'll make us take a 20-minute detour.
Well, all right, lead on.
All right, let's go.
I'm alone.
It's my father's clothes. I saved them. I guess I always knew it'd come to this.
Your hand, let me see it.
It's all right.
Let me see it.
Jared seen you?
Nobody sent me. I thought you'd be here, so I came.
Asked me to give myself up.
Yes, before it's too late.
Too late for what? To become a white man?
To stay alive.
I'm alive now for the first time.
You're a wanted man. Sooner or later, they'll catch you.
Maybe. But they're not going to kill me at the end of a rope. Audra, the white man against me is going to have to work for it.
What about the white men that want you to live? Men like Jared. He worked so hard for you, and the trial wasn't even over yet.
It was over before it started.
He would have appealed.
Oh, then maybe I can spend the rest of my life in prison instead of being killed on the gallows. Well, no, thank you, Audra. And I'm through begging the white man for anything. Now go on home, Audra.
Where will you go?
Look, I can't tell you that. Though you'll be hearing about me. Although I doubt if it's anything you want to put in your scrapbook.
Tom! Tom Lightfoot! This is Sheriff Madden. If you're in there, come out with your hands up!
You said you keep along.
Tom! This is Nick Barkley. Now, we got you surrounded. You haven't got a chance. Give yourself up.
Nick, he's asking for it.
Stop it! Stop it, Tom! You stop it! Please! Stop it! Stop it!
Hey, that was Audra.
Tom! Tom!
Audra, are you all right?
He's alive.
I hope he gets a good look at his blood. Sees that it's the same color as ours.
Audra.
Shh, wake him up.
Oh, I'm awake.
Hey, see, your whispering woke him up. Tom, I've got something for you.
Was it about the Modoc bill?
The Senate passed it and sent it on to the governor for his signature.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Why don't you read the rest of it to her?
Please advise if your friend, Thomas Lightfoot, would be interested in accepting position as legal counsel on Indian Affairs Board, established under terms of Modoc reparations law. I'm making this require at the request of governor, who will make appointment immediately upon receiving a affirmative reply. Andrew Young, President Pro Tem, California State Senate.
Well, Tom, what do you want me to tell the senator?
Oh, Tom, please say yes. Please.
It's only a step, Tom, a small step. But if this law is going to work, it has to be administered by men who want it to work. Men who want to go on from here to better laws for your people.
What promises do I have to make if I accept this position?
The only ones you have to make are the ones you want to make. To yourself and your people.
All right. I'll try it.
I'll get a telegram off to the senator right away.
You Barkleys, you never give up, do you?
Follow me.
It's a woman. She just nicked.
Do you know her, Sheriff?
Nope. But I think I got a flyer on her. Unless I'm wrong, she's a petty thief named Nellie Handley.
Well, this should convict me.
Yeah. Are you sure you're all right, Victoria?
I'm fine.
Thought I'd aim too close. Hit you. Here. Use this. That printer's ink stains.
Thank you. Do you think we convinced the people in the street?
No worry there. They'll all be witnesses.
What's wrong, Dan?
Victoria, I can't let you go through with it.
But everything's arranged. My family thinks I'm visiting relatives in Sacramento.
That's where you should be. Not on your way to the state prison. If your family did know about this, they'd be down here like a shot. They'd never let you go.
That's just why they're not going to know. Nobody's going to know, just the two of us.
You realize what a place like that's going to be? Especially for a woman like you. Used to a big house, beautiful things.
I know it's not going to be any picnic. I know it's a pest hole.
The men's section is a pest hole. The women's compound is... Well, I've heard that Chinatown slave girls live better. You'll be sharing a space with prostitutes, murderers, even lunatics, Victoria.
But, Dan, to get those things changed, the Prison Reform Board is going to need a first-hand report.
But you...
Dan, please don't try to stop me. I've been thinking about this ever since the day Maud Elliott got out of that prison.
I know Maud means a lot to your family, Victoria. But you don't owe her your life. And it could come to that in the state prison. Believe me.
A few years ago, Dan, Audra and I were on our way to Benicia. Suddenly, we both came down with diphtheria. They quarantined us right there in the stagecoach, and nobody would come near us, except a young girl by the name of Maud Elliott. She brought food and medicine, and she nursed us both until we were completely well. So you see, I do owe her my life. Nellie's me name. Nellie Handley.
Yes, Nellie Handley. I was just going over your papers here. Attempted robbery. Is that correct?
Speak when you're spoken to.
Aye.
You will address me as Warden Garrick. Now, according to the report here, you've only been in America 2 weeks. Is that right?
Me home is in Dublin. Warden.
Dublin. And were you a thief there, too?
Thief indeed. 'Twas in the service I was, in a fine house. Lord Burley himself, personal maid to his lady I was.
Liar. Says here you were a pickpocket in the Dublin flea market. 2 convictions.
Well, no, I've had me share of bad luck, I'll admit to that.
Bad luck, eh, Nellie? I'd say more like bad blood. You know, Nellie, when I was practicing law, I used to see hundreds of people like you. Different faces, different crimes, but all born rotten. Let's just get one thing clear. You can't fool me. And I warn you, I deal severely with anybody that tries. So, if we have any Irish rebellion here, you'll wish you were dead. Now, come on. Come on. Keep moving now.
This is the woman's yard. Men's compound's at the other side. Don't let that bother you. Only men you'll see here is us guards. Move. What's the matter, Handley? Don't our clientele appeal to you, huh? We got some famous people in here. Take Big Mary, for instance. Her and her 2 sons was road agents. Held up over 100 coaches before they got caught.
Why be she chained?
She's an incorrigible. She's been that way since the 2 boys was hung. That's a prisoner that can't be handled. Go on. Get away from her.
She's 60 years. She's burning with a fever.
Danny, don't look out! Jake! Cool her off. Get up. You hear? You hear me? Quit faking!
There's a doctor she needs, not kicking.
You shut up! Put her in a cell. Start scrubbing, Handley. You might as well learn some discipline right now. Scrub! New roommate for you, Kay. Keep you from getting loose.
Thanks. It's an ugly sound.
And if you don't listen...
My name is Nellie Handley.
Up the rebels, eh?
Aye.
Kate Wilson, Frisco.
Oh.
Thought the Irish was used to wash tubs. Talk travels quick here. What you in for?
Thief and jewelry.
Year?
Unless the warden sees fit to make it less.
Garrett gets paid for the prison. It'll be more, not less.
Be that legal?
Maybe not outside, but Garrick's the only law here. We already added at least a month today.
Today?
Butting in over Mealy like that? Girl what fainted.
Ah, yes. Did the doctor see it to her?
Doctor won't be here for 2 weeks. Comes just once a month.
But 'tis ditch you could be.
Yeah, it's one way of getting out.
Poor lass. Now, is there nothing we could do for her?
Do? Ain't you made enough trouble? You already got Clute down on you.
Down on me? For trying to help a poor sick lass?
Listen, in here, nobody helps nobody, living or dying. I don't want no link with you, understand? Just stay to your own side of the coop. I got enough troubles. Ain't you hungry?
Aching bones and moldy beans.
Well, at least they got meat in them. It's the first time this week.
Garrick wants to see you, Kate.
I ain't finished eating.
Now, what kind of attitude is that for a gal with a fine gentleman hankering after her?
Ah, gentlemen.
Well, what else would you call a man who practiced at the bar?
Only bar he ever practiced in was a saloon. Did he ever tell you the story about his being a lawyer? The closest he got to it was selling them legal books.
Well, how about that high society gal he met last time he was in Frisco, huh? She believes him.
That Francine something or other? I've seen her mincing around today with a parasol. Think it was hot out.
Well, that's 'cause she's a lady, Kate. Ladies always carry parasols.
Look who's talking about ladies.
You know, her family is real big in politics. Now, if Garrick was to marry her, more than likely they'd pull some strings and get him in the legislature like he's always saying he wants. And then I might get to be warden, Kate.
Takes a fox to be warden. Pig's too dumb.
You want to keep that feathered mattress and them clean clothes, you start prettying up. I'm giving you 5 minutes.
Kate, the warden. Do you care for him?
Care for him? I hate him.
Then why do you not refuse to see him?
You seen Mealy, ain't you? When she come here, she was pretty as paint. Now she's sick all over, maybe dying.
And ain't you be the same?
I told you I didn't want no link. I'm in here for 5 years. The only way to live through it is to not make trouble about anything.
It's sorry I am for you, Kate.
Thanks. I'd as soon have powder and perfume as wash tubs. Clute, I'm ready.
How'd you like your first night at state prison, Handley? You sleep good? That's right, you keep working. With Mealy gone, you got a lot to do.
Gone? How do you mean?
Ain't you heard? Mealy died last night.
Did you not tell the warden she was ailing?
We're running a prison, not a hospital.
Does a human being mean nothing to you?
Prisoners ain't human beings, Handley. They're scum. Like this here wash. I'll break you for that, Handley. I'll break you. Hey! Bring them shackles! Put them on her. Fill up that tub and get back to work.
Told you not to make no trouble.
Heading for the warden's office, Kate? Wait a minute. I'll carry you.
I'd rather walk. She's been coughing like that ever since last night. Looks to me like she's got a fever.
Yep, sure does.
You really are a pig, Clute. A real pig.
So are you.
Beans will warm you better than that watered-down coffee.
Oh, no. No, me throat. Oh, me throat's as raw as a March wind. Oh. Oh.
Cough all night. Either one of us will get no sleep.
What have they done to you? What have they done to you? Oh, what have they done to you? Oh, poor. No. No, she's innocent, I tell you, Maud. Maud is innocent. Oh. Come home, Maud. Come home with us. Oh, Jared again.
Oh, Maud! Maud, it's so good to see you
We
again.
missed you.
Oh, Maud, you're going to stay with us until you're completely well and strong. You're not to think of going back to the millinery store until you are...
Well, Marty, say, it's good to see you. Welcome home. Hey, you lost a little weight, haven't you? I wouldn't worry about that. A few days, we'll have some nice thick steaks for you. Fix you up in no time.
It's all right, Maud. It's all right. Now, there's nothing to be afraid of. Come on, you come with me. Come on. Right over here and sit down. Just relax. Nothing to be afraid of. That's the girl.
Jared, what is it?
Don't worry, Mother. It's nothing. Sheriff Bannock warned me this might happen. She's still in a state of shock.
Shock?
That prison she was in is a hellhole. Now, listen to me, Maud. There's nothing to be afraid of. You've got a full pardon. You're free.
Jared. Maud. Now, listen. You have been proven innocent of that killing. You never have to go back to that prison again. Not ever. Do you understand? Audrey, will you take her upstairs?
Devil they'd do to her in that place.
Treated her like less than an animal.
Jared, this can't go on. It simply can't go on. We have to talk to the Prison Reform Board.
You can't go on. To prison. You have to talk. Reform. Prison. Oh, board.
Clute! Hey, Clute!
What's going on?
I gotta see Garrett right away. It's important.
Board. Reform. Jared, we got
And she's no more Irish than I am. She talks just like us. Better even. Like she's somebody. A lady, maybe.
Well, if she's not Irish, then her name probably isn't Nellie Handley. If her name isn't Nellie Handley, what is it?
No trouble getting that answer out of her, Ward. We just beat it out of her.
None of that. She has enough proof as it is.
You really think she's a reform board investigator? A woman?
Why not? They've tried every other way to prove we've been mistreating these prisoners. Those fools, if they had their way, they'd make this prison a vacation land.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Well, who brought her in here anyway? Sheriff Bannock.
I'll just take a ride over to Bowstring.
Have a talk with him.
Warden, about that porcelain bathtub.
What?
Says I won't have to wash in the trough no more with the others. You said I could have it next time I got some important information.
Sure, Kate, sure, it's yours.
Come on, Kate. Come on.
Get me out of bed just to talk about a sick prisoner?
Well, I thought you might be interested, Sheriff. Her name is Nellie Handley.
Nellie?
Yeah, I guess the rigors of prison life didn't agree with her. She developed a fever, became delirious, and made some very interesting revelations.
Get to the point, will you, Garrick?
Well, in the first place, she isn't Irish. Second place, her name isn't Nellie Handley.
Her immigration papers are all in order. I got a copy right here.
Well, that won't be necessary, Sheriff. I just happened to bring my copy along. Says here that she's from Dublin, and she supposedly arrived in San Francisco a week before her arrest, supposedly, on a brig called the Gull.
What do you mean, supposedly?
Well, I stopped off the newspaper office before I came over here, Sheriff. Thought I'd look over the files.
You've been waking up a lot of people tonight, haven't you, Garrick? You must be trying to cover something.
I'd say it was the other way around, wouldn't you, Sheriff? In any case, the Gull's casualty lists were quite explicit. Here's a copy of it. Nellie Handley died of smallpox before the ship docked in San Francisco.
Now, look, Garrick, I don't know what you're up to, but whoever that woman is, I saw her rob a pawn shop, and I've got eyewitnesses to prove it.
I'm not questioning your arrest, Sheriff. I think you managed that very cleverly. What I am interested in is who is Nellie Handley and what is her connection with Maud Elliott?
All right. She's Victoria Barkley. Her son, Jared, is Maud Elliott's lawyer.
Barkley. Stockton Barkley's?
She's on the prison reform board. How bad is she?
Sick enough to have a distorted view of prison conditions, I'm afraid.
I doubt it. I want her released right away. I'll go on back to the prison with you.
Sure, Sheriff, sure. You know, you've always had it in for me. Why? We're in the same business. We deal with scum. You have to keep them in line.
Sure, I keep them in line, but I don't live off them. Drain out their insides to fill up my pockets.
Prison is a place for punishment, Sheriff.
A lot of people feel different.
Like the Prison Reform Board. Those meddlers. Sheriff, what I don't understand is your interest in this. Or maybe it's you that's filling your pockets.
What?
Maybe the Reform Board is paying you.
Reform Board doesn't even know about this. Nobody does.
Are you trying to tell me that only you and Victoria Barkley are in on this?
That's right. She wanted to make sure there wasn't a leak like there was before.
And her family doesn't know anything about it?
She didn't want to worry them none.
Well, I'll be darned. Sheriff, you have renewed my faith in human nature.
Let's go. Let's get it done with.
Yes, Sheriff. Let's get it done with.
You sure Bannock is the only one that knew about Handley?
I'm sure.
There's no chance you only wounded him.
Told you he's dead. Take that coat over to Kate and have her clean it. By the way, how is Handley? Is she better or worse?
Well, Kate says her fever's going down.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Afraid we're going to have to arrange a little accident for her. Preferably at the hands of one of the prisoners.
Well, I don't know. Them Barkleys is mighty important people. If something should go wrong and they found out.
You know, Clute, with luck, in 6 months, I'll be in the state legislature. I think I could guarantee you the appointment as warden here.
this time tomorrow, Nellie Handley will be dead again. Go get some supper. I'll take over here a while.
Thanks, Clute.
Like a little wild turkey, Mary? Huh? Go on, I had plenty. Go on, it's delicious. Ain't that good, huh? You know, I think they've been a little too hard on you, Mary. Keeping you out here alone at night when everybody's inside. Stake to the ground like you was some kind of animal. A little kindness goes a lot farther. Like we do you a good turn, you do us one. Ain't that how it works, huh? I think so. I think, for example, if I promised you them chains would come off for you, and you'd be out of this here prison in 6 months, you might do me a favor. I want you to do something for me, Mary. Nothing you ain't done before. I want you to kill somebody. One of your prison mates. You say no, you'll rot here another 10 years. Staked just like you are now. You'll never see the other side of that fence except in your coffin. I'm making you the best deal you'll ever get. You think about it. Who is she? I'll send her out in a minute.
Get these chains off.
Get dressed. The warden wants to see you.
What for?
You just get dressed, Miss Nellie Handley.
How'd you get loose? They ain't gonna like it. They find out you busted free. What is it, Mary? I ain't done you no harm.
I'm doing somebody a favor. You ought to know about favors.
Open up! Open up, please, somebody! Could have been the end of me.
Aye. Of both of us.
You didn't have to help me. Why did you do it?
Well, now, I couldn't leave a body to be murdered.
I'd have left you. Nellie, I've got something to tell you. When you hear it, you're going to wish you hadn't helped me today.
Oh, Kate, you owe me nothing.
I've never been much on paying back before. Mostly, I took. You know why I'm in here? I worked for a crimp on the Barbary Coast.
A crimp?
It's a saloon where they Shanghai sailors. And before that, I was a shill for a traveling gambler. And before that, I started everything early.
Kate, what is it you're trying to tell me?
Other night, during your fever, you did a lot of talking. And I found out you ain't Irish. You got something to do with the Prison Reform Board. I don't know what, but that's why you're in here, not because of no crime.
Well, sharing the same cell, you couldn't help hearing.
Don't you understand? Do you know why I have perfume and fancy pillows? Oh, Nellie. I ratted on you. Clute and the warden know all about you.
So that's why Big Mary was loosed. Oh, I didn't think that was an accident.
Of course it wasn't. No more than Sheriff Bannock's getting shot last night.
Shot? Are you sure?
Warden got the news this morning, just after he got back.
You shouldn't have told them. The sheriff was trying to help you, all of you. We were all trying to help.
Well, they ain't worth it, Nellie.
Maybe not. But I need you to help me get out of here. Will you do it?
You trust me, even after I...
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, Nellie. I'll help you.
Good. Now, my name is Victoria Barkley.
Ready, Kate? Hey. What are you doing in bed? I told you at supper that Garrick wanting to see you. What's the matter with you? You sick?
Get the keys. That clute never smelled like lilacs before.
Hey, let's go.
Kate, what are you doing?
Just thought I'd keep you a little company.
You're supposed to be inside.
Well, you know that the warden gives me the run of this place, and I've been meaning for so long to get better acquainted with you.
But I'm on duty.
Well, then you'll just work a little harder tomorrow, hmm?
Let me look at this. Well, there's not too bleeding, but I think it just nicked her. Oh, get down, get down. You wait here.
Where are you going?
Well, there must be a farmhouse or something where I can... Maybe I'll find a wagon and some horses.
Well, they'll spot you.
No, I'll be careful. But if they do, I'll tell them we got separated. I don't know which way you went.
You didn't really think you'd get away, did you, Handley? Still no sign of Kate. You ready to tell me which directions you went?
I told you I don't know.
When we get you back to prison, you will.
Jared, I'm glad you're home. I was so lonesome I was beginning to talk to myself.
Oh, that's the first sign, you know.
Everyone deserted me.
Did Mother go with Nick and Heath to the cattle auction?
No, she went up to Sacramento to visit Aunt Ruth.
Well, why don't you go with her?
Too much tea and cake.
Mr. Barkley,
Yes, what is it?
your mother in the prison. Hurry.
Audrey, get a doctor.
But Kate Wilson is a notorious liar, as her record of convictions will show. She escaped 4 nights ago, alone. We've been looking for her ever since.
Well, you can stop looking for her. She's under the protective custody of the Reform Board, pending investigation of this prison. Here's the court order.
Well, very formidable, Mr. Barkley. My congratulations. This preposterous story.
Now you get this clear. Kate traveled miles with a bullet in her leg and gave herself up to tell me this preposterous story. Now, are you going to take me to the women's section or not?
So, Mr. Barkley, do you see your mother amongst these women?
I'd like to see the cells.
You are authorized to see the prisoners, nothing more.
That means all the prisoners.
I told you, you have.
You're lying, of course. Now, either you let me see those cells or my next authorization comes from the governor himself.
Fine. But until then, these cells will remain off limits to the public.
All right, Mr. Garrett. But I'll be back. You can count on that.
You prisoners get back to work!
Well, Clute, I'm afraid Nellie Handley will have to disappear tonight.
Hold it, Barkley.
Wait until you get out to the middle of the lake before you dump her. I don't want her washing the shore.
Yes, sir.
No! No, no, no!
We're just going in that rowboat.
No!
Hold it right there.
I'll take that, Kate.
Kate, oh, you so much. How can we ever thank you?
It's me what owes, just for being here. Sure wish I didn't have to leave.
Oh, Kate, you'll be going back to the same prison, but it won't be the same way. The Prison Reform Board has appointed a new warden and replaced all the guards.
Ain't like being free, though.
Don't you worry, Kate. You'll be free. You just remember that parole system I told you about that's being set up right now. Yours is going to be one of the first hearings.
You think all them important men are gonna listen to me?
Well, the Reform Board listened to you, didn't they?
Guess you're right. Guess I don't have too much to worry about. You know I've got away with men. Always have had.
Oh, Kate.